Greetings, tubers. MZ here. Tuesday, May 22nd, 2018, maybe. Um, wow, thanks for all your comments. Thanks for hitting the subscribe button and the like button. I appreciate that. I really appreciate that. Thanks for the article, Jericho D. I read it. I recorded it. I'm going to try to play it later on Harmon Wilfred, bankrupt American, relinquished his own citizenship in New Zealand to get out of alimony payments. The article implies, suggests. So there's a lot more that to meet. There's a lot more here than meets the eye with via Jason Goodman. Don't forget to support animal rights everywhere. This refers to the dog meat trade in South Korea, but it's widespread in Asia. I even heard it's not illegal in like 40 states here in America. Eating dog meat, selling dog meat, butchering dogs for meat. Is that crazy or what? Check it out. Google that. But and yeah, one commenter suggested that Charles Ortel is in on it. Yeah, it looks that way. It looks that way. It totally looks that way. I thought Charles was above it. See, I was totally fucking duped. Excuse me. I was even yesterday when I made that video, I was still freaking duped. So duped. Even about Charles. And is like Charles a total LARPer? What? He can't be. But he could be. Now, that takes me back, that takes me further back to where I was introduced to Charles. I was introduced to Charles through my original, well, this, okay, this, let me just take you back. Let me just give you a little brief history and time here of my news evolution. For decades, I was a listener to Gary Null, a guy named Gary Null. Gary Null founded the Progressive Radio Network. Gary Null is out of New York City. He's an author, nutritionist, filmmaker, certified organic. This guy's list, he goes, and he's never shy about telling you all the things he's done. Certified organic farmer, certified organic chef, first vegan restaurant in New York City, blah, 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 da, 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 da. I mean, like this, how many people, how many versions, this guy's got to be a robot. He doesn't appear to sleep. But I've been a hardcore Gary Null fan, listener, supporter ever since I heard of him, like almost 20 years ago from KPFK here in Los Angeles. Roy of Hollywood on KPFK 90.7 has this overnight show, and he just plays a cornucopia of shows. And that's where I heard Gary Null. That's where I heard Krishnamurti. That's where I first heard Alan Watts. That's where I first heard any number of people that got turned on. Now I'm questioning all that, even KPFK, Pacifica Radio Foundation. I'm questioning all that stuff now. I'm even questioning Gary Null. Because Gary Null, that's where I first heard of Charles Ortel. Gary Null started the Progressive Radio Network on the internet. They have all these progressive shows, so-called progressive shows. There's a show right after Gary's, 9 o'clock West Coast time in the morning. Gary's show comes on for an hour. Then right after his show is Utrice Lead with lead stories. So that was my morning news information, habit for a long time. And I would even listen to NPR just to listen. They do good culture pieces and celebrity musician. I like to hear the musician stuff, but that's where I got on to Charles Ortel, and I'm like, yeah, Charles Ortel, this Clinton thing, wow, and I got addicted to it. I got addicted to Charles Ortel. Then I found Jason and Charles. Then I got addicted to that Sunday show. Then along comes Harmon Wilfred, America's first refugee. It slapped me in my face to grab me by my shirt tails and rough me up a little bit. Hey, dude, what are you doing? And, I guess I owe a thank you to Jason. Thanks for waking me up, Jason. Thanks for waking me up to what a fraud you are. And what a fraud perhaps some other people in my life have been. I'm gonna make a video on Gary Null too, because when I think about it, I go, yeah, he is kind of creepy. He's got this creepy voice, and And I was checking out another show on there on his network, and it's just like the lamest fucking show you ever want to see. It was called Energy Stew. These two guys LARPing on each. God. So I always thought Gary was this high priest of truth, man. A high priest of truth, and maybe it's true what they write about him in Wikipedia, that he's just a phony and a fraud, a huckster, and maybe the rug's still out. I'm still falling back to earth. I'm still falling back to earth here, man, about everything. But it's a wake up call. You got to be grateful. You got to thank you. All you can say is thanks, man. If this is all bullshit, then thank you for slapping me up and getting me out of that sleep. Oh, but it's a little startling, frightening at first. You're thinking, wow, well, what is true then? Where am I going to go? Well, that's why I partly started making my own videos. Well, fuck it. If nobody else is telling the truth, then I'll take a shot at it. I'll fucking take a shot at it. I got a phone. It's easy now with Facebook. I'm not ready to go live just yet, but hopefully I'll work into that. I'm still getting comfortable with this arrangement. But I just, and even now, after watching that goddamn Harmon Wilford in Exile thing 12 times, 15 times, I'm still hearing new shit. Like, how many of you know that when they're standing out in front of the house and they just met, right? Jason says to Harmon, well, let's go in and talk to everybody. How many of you, raise your hand by a show of hands, how many of you heard him say that? I didn't. First 8, 9, 10, 12 times. But on the 14th time I did. After I made the last video, I'm like, oh my God, he just said, let's go in and talk to everybody. What the fuck? How many people are in the house? Because they're pretending like it's an empty freaking house. And you know, also, I made some notes, but I think I can remember everything. Jason says at one point, you know, Harmon, it's strange. It looks like Carolyn, the way things are arranged here, it looks like she just left this morning. And then Harmon says, yeah, it's weird. It's weird. She lives here. This is her home. Everything you see tells you there's a couple that lives here. He's speaking in the present tense. He says, she lives here. There's a couple that lives here. And Jason says, wow, Harmon, it's weird. It's just like she left this morning. And I'm starting to get they're telling us. What are they telling us? What are they telling us? She's in the next freaking room. Probably. They tell us. They tell you. This Ole Damagard, unless he's a LARPer too, it's the Ole's first law. They put it right in your face. They put it right in your face. And if you're too stupid to see it, then shame on you. And they can get away with it scot-free. Also, Harmon refers to his attorney. I can't isolate these segments just yet. My laptop's in the shop. It's not in the shop yet, but it's headed for the shop. So I can't do editing like that on my phones. It's just too cumbersome. But I want to isolate these segments and play for you. But I just can't do it right now. But Harmon also says, he says, I went to visit my attorney this morning. I think I have it right here. And he says, I went to visit my attorney. And then he says, the guy's wife came out. He refers to his attorney as the guy. Okay? And he says, my attorney knows me well. Well, somebody who knows you well, somebody who's representing you, you don't refer to as the guy. You refer to him by name or as my attorney. Harmon does neither. He refers to him as the guy's wife comes out and tells us what the attorney's wife says, but he has nothing to say about what his attorney says, which is kind of what we're interested in, since he's claiming to be America's first refugee, blah, 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 la-di-da. I think I have it right here. Check it out.
In visiting with my attorney this morning, they know me really well, the guy's wife came out and she gave...
The guy's wife came out. He refers to his attorney as the guy. Did you hear it? These are the telltale signs. I'm not sure if this is scripted. It could be. This could be all scripted. This could be all scripted. it most likely is. But it's now the question is, well, fuck, how many people are in on this? Who's writing the script? Who's directing it? Jason gave it away. He said, let's go in and talk to everybody. Wait, you're telling us there's Harmon lives there alone. Who's everybody? Where are they going? We're already 10 minutes in and we haven't even played any audio yet. I'm wasting too much time on this clown show, but it might be important. It might be important to spend time on it. It might be important to spend time on it because you're going to see these same techniques show up in his new videos. The Sunday with Charles thing with Tim Malik, Alex Jones character, James Corsi friend. It was weird because the camera lighting was dark where Ted was. Ted never made eye contact with the camera. It was always looking down, which is very odd. Very odd. People who make videos, people who care to take the time to make videos and put effort into it, also would put effort into their presenting their guests in a forthright manner. They want things to look right. Ted Malik doesn't look right. He doesn't look right. That's your first clue that this is not right. Something's not right. Something's off. And he's dark. You can't make out his features. He doesn't look at the camera. Who's that lady that does the body language stuff? She'd have a field day with this guy, right? It's dark. You can't see his face. He's looking down. And then Sunday with Charles just becomes a book review, pushing a book about Trump. This Sunday with Charles is all about the Clintons Foundation. But now here we're doing a book review on a Alex Jones peripheral character about a book about pro-Trump book. What the fuck? And then Charles, his demeanor has completely shifted. Charles used to be hard charging. Okay, Jason, yeah, forget about that. Let's just get back to the slides, man. I got a lot of stuff to get through. No. Today he was like, he took over Jason's job. He's like asking Ted all the questions. He's like, Ted, anything you want to say? Ted, what do you think about this, Ted? Ted, what's in your book, Ted? Did we miss anything from your book? Is there anything else from your book? He's the book salesman of the month now, Charles Ortel. So he's in on it. And if you think about it, yeah, he's got that slovenly, sloppy look. His hair was always like, there's always a question about his hair. He's always disheveled. He's not the sharpest dresser. It's like, yeah, this dude, okay. I disregarded all that. I just said, yeah, whatever. But no, somebody who's this sharp and bright, would also be this sharp and bright in their dress and what they present to the world. How could he have gone through business? How could he have been such an expert in business, looking like he looks, not taking care about his hair, his teeth, his whatever? I mean, how could you do that? How could you do that? How could you be such a success in business? Because business, man, it's all about, you gotta be sharp dressed, you gotta be sharp focused, you gotta be sharp minded, otherwise you're gonna get fucked. And, well, that's my opinion. That's just reading the tea leaves on Charles Ortel. Now that I know he's in on the whole scheme. Who else is in on the scheme? Don't tell me Ole Damagard is in on it. Don't tell me Ole, because he's so believable. He's so likable. I love Ole. I love Ole's first law of LARPing. They put it right in your face. I don't know if I'm going to get to the Harmon Wolford video. I got a late start, but it's grueling. But thanks for all the comments. Those people that commented, thanks for the likes, thanks for the subscribes. I had a 500% increase in subscribers overnight after the last video. There's a lot of interest in this Jason Goodman guy. There's a cottage industry in the antique Jason Goodman. You can get a full-time job bashing Jason Goodman. And I hate to say his name so much because any publicity is good publicity, right? Jason Goodman, he's getting notoriety from this. even though you know, not positive notoriety. But it's still notoriety, and he's getting his name out. It's all about, I guess, I don't know what it's all about, but I've heard it's all about getting likes, getting clicks, clickbait. That's all they want. They just want you to click on it, and then they get how much money. And Jason, I depatronized him as soon as I could, but he's being, somebody else is paying him, right? I mean, how much would it? $5,000 a month, $10,000 a month, 643, you know, five. How much would I be bought off for? Jesus, that's scary. But you know, somebody's financing him. But just to think about, you know, all the silliness that this all the time that this is taking up from what things that are really things that really matter, the environment, our government. I mean, we're spending all this time infighting, trying to figure out who's who. And meanwhile, what aren't we paying attention to? While we're just LARPing each other, outing this guy's a LARP and that guy's a LARP. You know that. But this is, again, this may be their plan. Hey, this may be their fucking exact number one agenda point. Let's just make them confused as fuck. Until they don't know who to fucking trust. So, you know, I could be a LARPer. You know, anybody could be a LARPer, right? So how do you fucking know? I thought Jason was real. Up until even at the Hillary, when he was at the Hillary talk, I was down with Jason. I was like, go back, check my comment. Give this guy a Pulitzer, I said. Give this guy a Pulitzer already. Because of all of his work with Charles. And I thought, Jesus, man, this is a body of work here that nobody else is doing. And I thought it was quite outstanding. But I don't see how it's going to withstand the scrutiny of a Jason Goodman integrity test. I don't think you're walking around Venice Beach doing research on Charles Manson. It was like a 60-minute research. Oh yeah. Hi, we're here in Venice Beach. We're doing research on Charles Manson. And what do you know about Charles Manson? Well, I know he's dead. Charles Manson is dead? Yeah, you didn't know that? No, I guess I had. Well, I had known it, but I guess I'd forgotten it. Jason's funny, man. He's funny. Just laugh at. Jason's just a laugh track now. He's just a laugh track. But he's got to be well paid. If you're gonna throw your reputation in the toilet like that, you got to get something out of it. He's got to be getting something on the back end. Got to be getting it in the back end, I guess. Who knows what's going on over there? It's a hall of mirrors. Come on in. Let me show you what we're doing. Look, come on over here. Look at Moses in the bulrushes. We got a chicken in the pot over here. I had to rush out. I got an unmade bed in the master bedroom. Did I tell you I had an unmade bed in the master bedroom? It sounds like code to me. Shh, no. Sounds like code. It sounds like code to me. The coded language, really coded stuff. And these are just thoughts on a Tuesday morning. These are just thoughts, random thoughts on a Tuesday morning, May 22, 2018, MZ. This is Who's the Savage Now. We're broadcasting live and direct from the poor man's beachfront condo on the edge of a continent. And we're trying to get to the truth. We're trying to de-LARP the internet. This is a big job. We're trying to de-LARP. There's a serious infestation of LARPs on the internet, and we're gonna track them all down. We're gonna get them all. Every last one. So then you're also thinking about, well, what? Okay, all the people that Jason was fighting, are they? So we're supposed to believe them now. Oh, George Webb was right. Oh, Dave Swaggart was right. If they were the same person. Oh, this guy was right. Whoever. But no. Douglas Gabriel was right. No. They're all. That's their MO. Okay, it's sort of an unscripted script. I think it's sort of a reality LARP. thing where they co-opt somebody that has subscriber numbers. They'll co-opt somebody, right? Jason probably started out just like anybody. Hey man, I want to start a show, get to the truth, and he probably started out like, hey, honest with integrity, and then he got turned. He got flipped. He got twisted. He got what's the word? He got he flipped and started working for the dark side, and hey man, 10 grand a month. It's something to it's something it's something to consider. Jesus, 5 grand a month. Well, how many spots do I got to do? I can, because I really want to do Charles Ortel stuff, but we want you to do Quinn Michaels. We got Quinn Michaels lined up here. He's really going to blow people's minds and freak people out. Quinn Michaels, I had to get off that train right after the Buddha, the singing bowl on the head really bummed me out because I have a singing bowl. Picked it up in Rishikesh, India, and to see him put it on the head like that, I thought it was sort of disgracing disrespecting the tradition more than anything else. And I didn't think it was helping his case to get his son back. These are not things that a father does on the internet publicly. Look like a nut case and a wing nut. That's not going to help you get your kid back. And I told him that. And then when he did the time phone hack Mr. Wizard with the giant Cyclops eye, how many of you saw that? By show of hands, that giant Cyclops eye, and then he had the white sort of horned goat face, something like a beard, and it had horns on it, and he was talking. It was, and he had the white, and I was a little bit high, and that just freaked me out. I can't, but I couldn't stop watching. I was like watching, and then I was like, I can't. It's like that scene in The Ring. How many of you saw The Ring? That horror movie that came out 20 years ago. The girl crawls out of the TV. That was scary. You're just like, whoa, it's just like horrifying. And I was looking at Quinn, and that was the same feeling I had. Like, whoa, I don't want to be seeing this right now. This is not cool. And so, but you can't stop watching. You're watching it. It's like a train wreck, right? It's like a car wreck. You have to look and see what it is. But let's see. We don't need that buzz. Let's go buzz free for now. Sorry about that. I thought I was going to play some interview, but I gotta skedaddle. I gotta scram, and I'll get to that later. I'll get to the I'll finish it up. Don't you worry. I'll finish it up because I'm going to do a forensic colonoscopy on that fucking video. By the time I'm done, I just would like to have my laptop so I can do it right. What was I saying? I don't know. I forget. Yeah. Quinn Michaels. Yeah, and then I desubbed. Wasn't a patron of Quinn's, but I desubbed immediately, not looking into any more of that. I don't need to see any more Quinn Michaels videos because he's such a wingnut on his own videos. Such a wingnut. But with Jason, he's like, he looks a little odd, but people that spend all day indoors with computers do look a little bit odd. Just that's the way they look. But he just made a lot of sense, and like the things he was uncovering, everything seemed to add up. Everything seemed to add up. There you go. But yeah, he's lost a little credibility, and with me, I think he's working with Jason, and all of a sudden they pop up in Hollywood like, hey, it's Quinn Michaels, and I'm here. Get out of here, man! Get out of here! Get out of here with that. And how many miles did Jason cover in like 72 hours? 4 days, 3 days? He's New Zealand, DC, LA, back to New York. Not one little sign of jet lag or not one complaint about an airport or a lost bag or a hotel room or a bad taxi ride or an overcharge here or money it cost. And then on Sunday with Charles, not one word about the trip. Anything. They just went right into the book review. They just said, he made a joke about eating lamb or something. I think that was with Larry Klayman. Not one story about New Zealand, DC, LA, Hollywood, Venice, nothing. Red flag. Red flag. Big red flag. Guys, I got to skedaddle, but thanks for all your support. I'm approaching 15 subscribers. It's pretty damn exciting. And thanks for your comments again. Thanks for watching. This is Who's the Savage Now? I'm MZ. Until we meet again, try not to be a savage about it. Ciao for now.